Alright, we're here for another game with this Resto Kiki Midrange deck. If you didn't see the first video, just trying to see what we can do with a ton of value. A bunch of 2-for-1s and then ways to get even more value and even more value and even more value. And we have a game up. So we did win, we will play, and we will keep this hand. Great. And this can go ahead and just get a hollowed fountain. And we even have a way to blink our wall. The world is right so far. Please don't be Eldrazi Temple. That's what happened last time. Okay, so Affinity, it's interesting. We have an Electrolyze, that'll be great. Take what you will. Probably the Electrolyze. But at least this means... Ooh, wait a second. This is going... Oh, why do we have to play Eldrazi and then play Lantern Control? This is so cruel. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and play our wall. Oh, we do into another Snapcaster Mage. Feel like we are playing against Lantern Control. Yes, definitely Lantern. How sad. Sorry, guys. I can't help. I can't do anything about the terrible decks in Modern. The ones we hate, like this one. Let's see. I feel like Geist is a little better here. Can't attack through a bridge, so that's really the key. Yeah, well, we're going to shock and most likely Electrolyze. This is one of the, if you watch my last video too, this is one of the matchups where I thought that it would even be a reasonable consideration to bring ley lines in out of the board. Pithy Needle. What's he gonna name? Celestial Colonnade? Kiki Jiki? I guess we'll see. Flooded Strand, alright. Cruel, cruel, cruel thing to do. Let me think. Our wall is going to do nothing. Our path is going to do nothing. Wall has already drawn us a card. I think I actually just want to path our own wall. That'll guarantee us a land draw. Alright, I'm glad you milled your own ensnaring bridge. But you will probably draw Academy Ruins at some point. Okay, so we're going to use the ability. We have double white, double red. We'll just get an island, I suppose. Now, let's see. Do we run Snap out or do we bolt him? I think I just want to run out Snap. Blade Splicer. So basically sitting around, this puts 4 power onto the 4 additional power. Sitting around with the Restoration Angel, like waiting and playing Restoration Angel puts 3 power onto the board. And now there is a chance that we can fire a Lightning Bolt into turn and then maybe blink it with like depending upon, like, if he plays in the Snare Bridge and then, okay, so that's known. So we're gonna get like 1 attack. Maybe less. Oh no, he just did that to get get cards out of his hand. Alright, so we're not playing Cryptic Command, unfortunately, in this deck. And this is one reason I like Cryptic Command, at least one of, because Cryptic Command lets you deal with problematic permanents. So the only thing that can attack is Blade Splicer. Lets you deal with problematic permanents like Ensnaring Bridge, because you can bounce it and then like attack for lethal. So right now we're just at a terrible place. We're just going to have to rely on our burn. So we're going to fire the bolt off, and at least we can Resto bounce a Snapcaster Mage to bolt again, but I don't even have that card in my deck. I don't care. But I think that it's kind of a lost cause at this point, unfortunately. So I will play the Steam Vents. I'll attack with the Blade Splicer. Celestial Colonnade. Okay. Still has one card in hand, so now we'll go ahead and Resto, bounce Snapcaster Mage, shoot Bolt. I'd love to be bouncing a Blade Splicer. Obviously it does nothing. So we'll go ahead and Bolt here. You know, it would be really cool to have a win condition in this deck somehow that doesn't rely on... He's going to Surgical Extract my Bolt. What a jerk. Alright, now he gets to take all of our bolts, and we're not even in bolt heavy deck, so he gets one from somewhere else. Koranos would be a win condition that doesn't require attacking. A Johnny Vengeant would as well. I'm not saying that you bring it in, but just, well, you know what, no, because they run like Abrupt Decays. I was going to say Laboratory Maniac, let him mill us out, and then when we draw and we can't draw, we win the game instead. It's kind of funny. Okay, so now nothing can attack. Play this land. Yeah, 2 to you. Draw another land, pass the turn. Beautiful card, Ensnaring Bridge. Super glad that that exists. I don't even think we have Engineered Explosives, unfortunately, in this deck, so... And I doubt we can draw more burn. We probably can't just naturally draw more burn than he can and mill us out, but... We will attempt to. Helix the guy. And then draw a Snapcaster Mage. We can play a wall. Hey, my wall would be able to attack. Its power's low enough. But it's Defender. Condemn does nothing. Just F6 here. Obviously, Stoning Silence is good against this deck, but they run a bunch of Abrupt Decays, so... Alright, well... Electrolyze. Guess we could have played it then, but... Whatever. Electrolyze this guy. At least we can use it to draw cards, which, I mean, it's kind of funny, right? Like, drawing cards and milling us out. Drake, us drawing more cards makes his mill a little bit better, but we have to draw. We need to try to draw into something. Um, I'm gonna play this. Did I play land this turn? Is there any reason that I need to play Kiki Jiki now? Or activate Kiki Jiki now? I don't think so. Actually, took me a second to realize I shouldn't have played that wall, because now I'm not very smart. I could have copied Snapcaster Mage and played Lightning Helix and done actually got in for more damage than I just did. So we'll copy a wall, but then next turn we're definitely copying Snapcaster Mage. Because he should be at 4. Alright, so let's see. Alright, just gonna pass. So this is going to take a turn longer than it should because of our little snafu. And if there was a bolt in here, we could actually then also use Restoration Angel to do this more than once. Am I missing something? What is he doing? Oh, he gets to do that. Alright. How much mana does he have? Not enough. We can mana leak his Surgical Extraction. Alright, so managed to find our win condition that doesn't require attacking. Unfortunately, I did miss it. I was just thinking like, oh no, I'm gonna blank wall and draw into more burn, but so that's kind of cool. All right. I like that that is possible, so I'm going to keep this in the deck. I'm obviously going to bring in Stony Silences. I'm going to bring in Negates. I'm going to bring in Wear Tear. I'm going to bring in Pithing Needle. And maybe Vendilion Click, because the card that's actually really hard for us to beat is Ensnaring Bridge. So if we can pluck it out of his hand, then that's good. Cards that are terrible. These are all just completely awful. The walls aren't fantastic. They do cantrip, which is not nothing. But you know, I like the burn because the burn is like kind of our only way to potentially kill him. Statcaster, Finks, Wall, Condemns Paths, Dispel. Do we want Dispel? Dispel is reasonable actually because we really don't want him to like Dispel for Surgical Extraction seems fine. And Karanos actually. Karanos, if we ever got to a point where we had it in our hand and we could play it, it could potentially win the game. But unlikely to happen. Okay, so let's see here. What do we want to cut? Definitely none of the counter magic. Can't cut the burn either. Blade Splicer's how we're killing him. Restoration Angel. Probably Pia and Kieran Nalar. Although, no, I don't want to do that because basically Kiki Jiki activating Pia and Kieran gives us a bunch of artifacts to keep sacking. Blade Splicer, interestingly, also lets us sack artifacts. I think it's probably the Wall of Omens. I mean, they're here for blocking less than they're cantripping. Alright, so we'll give this a try. Gonna have some interesting synergies in the deck that I'm recognizing now that I am 100% keeping this in. Now, it doesn't do a whole lot, but turn 2 Stony Silence is compelling. We have a bunch of hate. We may just get them both taken. Like, alright. Alright, so let's see. What do we name with Pithy Needle? His library is Ancient Stirrings. Let's take a look at their list really quickly. Because obviously there's the obvious stuff. We can name Lantern of Insight, but they try not to activate Lantern of Insight. So if he happens to have the other mill cards, then naming Lantern's kind of pointless. Just want to take a look at their deck and see what this list looks like. We probably just name Codex Shredder. We could also name Mox Opal, which could make his mana problematic. Aether Grid's kind of interesting. I think we just name Codex Shredder. It shuts down a good number of his win cons. The other option is Academy Ruins. That might be better because one of the ways that they can sort of, like, let's say that he doesn't have a lot of disruption. He eventually plays an Ensnaring Bridge. We kill the Ensnaring Bridge. He's generally just able to keep getting this stuff back with Academy Ruins. So I think I actually just want to name that. The other option is we could just wait, but I don't want to wait either. I want to do something this turn. Okay, there's the Codex Shredder that we mentioned. Fortunately for us, he doesn't know that we have 2 Stony Silences in our hand. What does he reveal? If he doesn't have another land, and if he doesn't take a land with this, then it's kind of interesting how... okay, so Ghost Quarter. Actually, I think we saw a Ghost Quarter on his... top of his library. Alright, so... he's got the Academy Ruins on top. So since he's shuffled away this forest, if he has another Ghost Quarter in hand, then he won't be able to Abrupt Decay or Stony Silence next turn. Stony Silence is definitely absolutely the best thing to play here. Because then it also denies him mana, so... we're just gonna, like, shock. I don't even think we need to shock. Because we can just play this Desolate Lighthouse. What is the pause? Does he have, like... is he thinking about, like, Surgical Extracting a Scalding Tarn? What do we call this deck? Jeskai Midrange is kind of annoying. No, I mean, not annoying. It's kind of boring. Jeskai Value Midrange? Jeskai 2-for-1? I don't know. This isn't that... certainly somebody's done this before. Although I do think the deck would be better now than it would have been then, because now you get other cool threats like... you get other cool threats? What I was going to say? Alright, so... Pia and Kieran Nalar, which is pretty cool. Alright, so there's his Surgical Extraction. I'm pretty darn sure we just play another Stony Silence. And then we can just play this. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just play Colonnade here. I kind of want to draw that, actually. Yeah, actually, what I... let's see. I don't think he has a Nisarian Bridge. We know one of his hands is a Surgical Extraction. The reason I'm pausing is, like, do I want to shock so that it can destroy an enchantment, like, or an artifact? I don't think I actually need to. I don't think our light total is that relevant, but we also have this mana leak, actually, so if we can start applying some pressure pretty soon here, then that's great. So he has an Ensnaring Bridge on top. That's good to know about. So his hand is Surgical Extraction and something. That's unfortunate. Now I wish I had shocked because we're going to be forced to shuffle away our Pia and Kieran Nalar. I guess if I had thought about that, as a possibility. I could have played around that. So we're kind of losing a turn here of not really doing much. We do have this, though. And we have another one. Alright, so I'll pass. And yeah, I'll just play out this Restoration Angel. So he didn't want to play the Ensnaring Bridge into our leak, which I absolutely would have leaked it, because we'll attack. Then that's just dealing with one of the problematic cards in his deck without having to use our wear tear. That thing. Let's get a Sacred Foundry, I guess. Another land, which I'm not thrilled about. All right, sweet. Well, we beat Lantern Control, which was awesome. What was I going to say? It's kind of interesting because, like, let's say we had been able to draw that Pia and Kira Nalar. We absolutely cannot attack with the Ensnaring Bridge, but what we may be able to do is just blink Pia and Kieran, make more artifacts, sacrifice the artifacts, you know, shoot him in the face, blink it, shoot him in the face, and then if we ever get Kiki Jiki, then we're talking about just, it's slow, but it's certainly faster than what he's doing. Obviously, though, we really just won this match because we got really lucky and had all of our hate cards in our opening draw. We had Pithing Needle, 2 Stomach Silence, and I think we even had a Wear Tear, so couldn't have asked for more than that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I like the deck. Maybe I'll play another one. Thanks for watching, guys. Draw well, smash face. Talk to you soon.